Hello and welcome once again to Blackpool for the final of the men's team event in the Embassy World Championships of 2003. Can Ireland's best stop the mighty English over 15 frames? This to decide the title. It's England up against Ireland. It promises to be a tremendous match. Let's just recap on what happened in the semi-finals. England coming through very comfortably against Wales. Ireland, it was a real thriller against Scotland. Well, with me for this one, as ever, the president of the World 8-Ball Pool Federation, Joe Francis. And Joe, the obvious question is, can Ireland stop England?
Yes, they can, but they'll need to draw on all reserves and all their passion to try and defeat an England team which appears to have no weak links.
What players stand out for you here, Joe?
Well, as I said, the English side have got no weak links. They're all been here and done it before. Ireland are going to have a good start from John Collum. Robert Brady's going to play a bigger part than what he did in the semi-final. John McMahon and Tony Holgate are going to have to play some steady pot-outs like they did in the semi-final. They had good semis.
And England kicking off straight away with their big guns, the reigning world champion, Jason Twist. The captain for the England side, Lee Kensal. I guarantee you one thing, every frame that Ireland win, we will be hearing lots of singing. They love to sing a song or two. Are they going to be singing in an hour's time? That's the big question.
I'd like to think that they will have something to sing about as we get close to the closing stages, because it really adds to the atmosphere and makes for a wonderful conclusion to the championship.
Now England have won this event 5 times. Tony Holgate smiling. He's the inspiration for the Irish side. Jason Twist already there with his cue to get this match underway. The reigning world champion. Promises to be a great match. Over 15 frames. I'll hand you over to our commentary team of Tracy James, Chris Mellin and Jim Weich.
It's the Embassy World Team Final. The much fancied and formidable side of England up against the emotional side of Ireland. And I feel that they hit it right on the head. They've got to try and keep those Irish away from drawing on the emotion that they do. And a great start this from John Cullum.
Red ball's potted.
Chris Melling and Tracy James joining me in the comm box to watch this one, and I'm sure we're going to enjoy this, but what a tall order this is for Ireland, Chris.
Yeah, tough match for Ireland this. Playing England, England have actually got 6 of the top 8 players in their team in the world. Ireland can't afford to make a mistake in this match, because England will be straight on the backs, straight into action, and pinch the frames.
30 seconds.
Now, Tracy, you and I were talking a little earlier about the semi-final matches, and certainly Ireland's going to have to play a little better than they did against Scotland if they're going to see a path through here against England.
I do tend to agree, Jim. I think that England's firing at the moment, although the Barmy Army, as they have been called, they're playing all right at the moment. I think they've got a good game ahead of them.
Open table.
Well, the first miss coming to Ireland, and that allows the reigning world champion, Jason Twist, into the table. One more look at it. Jason looking at the red to the center pocket. What a way to start it out. The reigning world champion to kick things off for your team. Does it get any better than that?
Ireland just made an early mistake there from John. Good chance, just a little bit of early nerves there. First frame, it is to be expected. Jason looks in good form here though. Looks as though he's going to take the first frame.
Now, Chris, I'm going to put you right on the spot. We were having a little chat beforehand, and you said 8-3, 8-4 to England. You're sticking by that?
Yeah, I'll go for 8-3, 8-4, simply because Ireland haven't been here for a few years. England are here every year, and they always put in a good performance. Last year they got beat by Wales, but Wales had to play absolutely different class to beat them.
A race to 8, best of 15. England have never been away from the finals here in the Embassy World Team Championship. And Jason Twist gets him off the mark very early. 1-0, England over Ireland. Twist does the business, and it doesn't get any easier for the Irish side either. That's one thing, Chris, you mentioned. 6 of the top 8 seeds in the men's singles come forth on the English side. And Jason Twist actually made this look simple, didn't he? As much pressure as there is out there in the team event, he waltzed around the table like a stroll in the park. Darren Appleton, nearest camera there. He's another one of the bankers for the England team. And now up against Ireland.
Second frame.
It's going to be their
England's
captain,
frame.
Robert Brady,
One frame
up
to
against England's Phil Harrison. And Harrison will be breaking off to try and increase that early England lead. There's a lot of pride at stake here. And straight into the middle pocket for Phil Harrison. This is a chance for Robert
Open
Brady.
table. Time running.
Another look at it. A little unlucky. Just kicking that yellow and straight into the side pocket. And Phil in his chair right now. I can tell you that Robert Brady didn't look convincing in Ireland's semi-final victory over Scotland. He lost both frames. Even though Ireland came through victorious, their captain was definitely
30
struggling.
seconds.
Red ball's in play.
These are the chances you've got to take now. In these positions, all the reds in the open. Nothing too difficult.
Normally counted on very heavily. And as the captain's role added pressure on Robert, very familiar face in the team event. I just get the feeling that he's struggling somewhat, not only with his positional play, but his confidence, the way that he's walking around the table. There's no conviction in his stride, nor in his stroke. Already he's made hard work of it. And Phil Harrison is not the sort of player you want to let off the hook.
30 seconds.
Little surprise, Robert took that ball in the right hand top pocket there. Could have cut the ball in the left hand corner, give himself another chance, but decided to go straight for the throat, trying to clear up in one visit.
Real look of concern too. And you can see here that one never threatened the corner pocket. Well, if that yellow above the red in the middle of the table passed into the corner
30
pocket, bottom
seconds.
right, this is a huge chance for Phil.
Great shot there by Phil, notably knocking the red away so the black goes in the left hand corner. He's thinking well, he's Phil.
You almost fancy Phil to clear up here, Tracy. And if he does, that's just going to be tightening the screws on Ireland.
I am also looking at the table the same way I think Chris is, and I reckon that could go for a finish. And yes, the screws are definitely going to come down on Ireland today.
Just a little bit too hard there. Phil wanted to land on the yellow on the top cushion. Just overran the cue ball slightly. But he's still got 3 yellows to get on that ball.
So often we talk about pressure, and in the team event, you're really under it. There's many more eyes watching every stroke you play now than just your two. And they live and die on every ball that's potted and missed.
I think this is one of the biggest crowds I've ever seen at a World Final. It's a packed audience today.
No empty seats there, and they were queuing up very early before the start of this final. Now Phil needs a little bit of angle on this, and I think he's got it.
Perfect angle there for Phil. As you can see, he'll just run the white off the side cushion, back across, in between the black and the yellow, and play the yellow in the centre bag.
This is some performance. Now he's just got to feather this into the side pocket. Would like to have been a little straighter on this, I think, Phil. But shouldn't pose any problems. He can get the cue ball right to where he is. He was just cueing.
Great shot there by Phil. Perfect position on the black now to take a 2-0 lead for England.
And 2-0 confirmed. The one mistake again from Robert Brady, and England swoop in to grab their second frame in this race to 8. High fives all around. And as yet, England haven't put a foot wrong. 2 chances, 2 wins. Well, John McMahon is now thrown into the lion's den. Got a red down. 2-0. As was said, this is not the start Ireland wanted. And if ever McMahon was counted on, there'll never be a better time for him to put a frame on the Irish side than right now.
I think he's got a great chance here as John on reds. Just one red that's tied up.
30 seconds.
I think if you see that could be a plant into the bottom right hand corner.
Yeah, it's just the one difficult red. There you can see if he does get a red onto that yellow to pocket the red, it's not quite set. But already a sense of urgency. You can hear how quiet it is. And this is not something that the Irish side wanted to try and promote.
30 seconds.
When they're getting off their hands and being very vociferous, you know they're going to be a handle.
Just wondering if we'll see John stun the red in the centre bag and cut the red below the black and develop the other red. It's quite a difficult shot, but I think it's the only one he's got.
It's exactly what he's looking at, Chris. Just stop the cue ball dead and potting this red, and he'll have that angle. And it's all going to be the development of that last red.
Well, I think he's just overrun that slightly. It needed to be a perfect angle. If he kisses yellow, the red will go straight over the corner and he'll have perfect position.
Now, 2 parts to this equation. He needs to pocket the red and cannon into that yellow, knocking that red over the other corner.
30 seconds.
Well, he got second prize, though. This is going to be very difficult.
Yellow ball's in play.
But just look who he's playing now. See John there trying to hold the white so much to get into the other red. He ended up missing the pot, but he's in great control now, covering the bottom 2 right-hand corner pockets.
Yes, this is a very difficult position for Mick Hill.
30 seconds.
One of the best players in the world on current form. But there's nothing easy about this. Doesn't want that cue ball going in the pocket. Well, that almost assuredly spells end of frame for England, and Ireland will be slotting one on their score sheet.
I just don't understand the shot there, what Mick played. If he left the white in the jaws, the white passed the other yellows on the left-hand side. There we see it does pass. John's going to take the red over the bottom left-hand corner. Just hold the white for the red over the right-hand corner.
30 seconds.
Still got 2 visits, so he may decide to use them on the black. Just wants to be certain how he does it.
We'll see John McMahon just playing a sensible shot there, not trying to do anything flash with the white ball.
Looks like top right, either in or over the bag here. No danger, and there's the emotion that Ireland was looking to see. Look at John McMahon. Doesn't appear to be too happy with that result. Big win over Mick Hill. Certainly that was one that England would have been counting on, and that brings Ireland right back in it. And now it's down to Dermot Armstrong to try and halt the English momentum. Darren Appleton will be there to try and carry it on. Well, Dermot's got 2 off the break.
Look at the reds again, Jim.
Red and yellow ball spotted.
Didn't hit the break too hard. Just controlled the white. Pots a red centre bag and a yellow in the top left.
In the semi-final match against Scotland, apart from Tony Holgate, this was the player that I thought looked the most composed and was capable of bringing his A game to the table when it was required.
Red ball's in play.
That's right, Jim. When you're under pressure, you've just got to
30
relax.
seconds.
Stand back, look at your options, and just try and get down as though you're playing in practice. I know it's not easy, but when you're under pressure, you've got to take everything into account.
This is a big chance for Ireland. If they can get out of this first session only 1 frame adrift, you just get a feeling that they're going to be in with a chance. And right now, there's no reason why they shouldn't. All reds in the open. Going to be playing a plant here slowly, trying to drop that red in and leaving the other one over the pocket.
Perfect position here. Just draw the white up the right hand side cushion, playing for the top hand red. And this looks like it's going to be 4-3 to England at the interval.
$30 seconds.
Tracy, with all the sentiment that's out there and so many people expecting England to be holding the trophy at the end of this one, is it that natural tendency for a lot of fans to support the underdog?
I think generally people do, whether it be a singles player or a team. I think also because England have been here so many times that maybe the people are supporting the underdogs for a change.
They're just tired of seeing those red waistcoats.
Maybe that as well. Maybe next time we'll see some green ones.
$30 seconds.
You're fancying Australia then, Tracy.
Not at all. I was talking about the South African side.
Well, he just overran ideal position here, did Dermot, so he's going to have to slow roll this. And that was a test of cueing. And it was always taking the cue ball into that red, Chris. Now, his work has just become about 10 times harder. And there's a man I'm much more accustomed to seeing sat beside me in the comm box. Former Irish captain, Tony Holgate. And a real look of concern. And understandably.
Dermot can play a decent shot here. He can play the red into the yellow, leaving the white behind the red, because let's not forget, you have to hit a cushion after contact.
He's having a real good look though, Chris, to see if this will just wiggle right down that left cushion. He's got a slightly bigger pocket than normal with that yellow there, but there's not much room for error.
Very difficult shot, this one. It's there. Straight in, doesn't even touch the yellow.
But is there a pocket for the black? There was one from the red. For the black, I'm not so sure.
But just look at the side he's put on the white to get it down on the black.
I don't know whether this black passes that yellow. It certainly can't have a full pocket.
Well, if he puts the black over the pocket, he's got perfect control of the game. I think he's trying to pop this off the yellow. I think I'll be just putting this over the pocket.
And with Darren Appleton waiting in the wings, he doesn't want to leave him a chance. It's there! What a shot from Dermot Armstrong. What a finish! 4-3, England leads Ireland after session 1. And Robert Brady, the Irish captain, is delighted with his team's efforts.
Great scenes from the Irish team, 4-3 down. Joe, they're very much in this match.
Yes, and it's great to see the Irish still in the match. That frame was critical though. They needed to win that to stay in touch because we were talking about the contrast between the two sides.
Yeah.
When England win a frame, it's like it's expected. It was like it's a job at the office. When Ireland win a frame, it's like they've just won the match every time.
I don't know about you, but I love the passion the Irish show.
It really adds atmosphere to these championships, and it's one of the highlights that sort of brings teams like Australia and Kenya and South Africa back every year just to enjoy the team event and the atmosphere that is created by teams like Ireland.
Absolutely. Let's just take a look at the last couple of shots that clinched that frame. This is a big shot, the red.
Huge.
The cheer from the Irish side when this red dropped into the corner pocket was phenomenal. And then the black to follow was just as difficult.
And just to give that suspense, look at the pause here before the black falls.
And then the singing takes place again, but I don't think Westlife have got too much to worry about, have they? Great scenes here in Blackpool. Ireland still very much in this match.
England over Ireland. A very tight-fisted encounter, as one would have expected. And you really have to be impressed with the way that Ireland has set out in this men's team final. A couple occasions, England looked like running away and hiding. And look at the cue ball. And Jason Twist saw that. Nothing he can do to stop that.
Open table. Time running.
One more look. Crush that break off. And that red coming down and swiping that cue ball into the corner pocket. A cruel twist of fate. But a big chance for the Ireland team. That's John Cullum at the table for Ireland. Played terrific in his semi-final match against Scotland.
30 seconds.
And this is a rematch of round 1, where Jason Twist secured the frame against Cullum. And this is a chance for Cullum to reply. Tracy, perfectly legal, isn't it? After the break, he's played the red on to the yellow.
Indeed, Jim, the referee did call open table, which means that the balls are open to play. He can play whatever he likes, except the black, without committing the foul. And the shot he has played is perfectly legal. The ball that he's dropped is now his ball in play.
So
30
yellow's
seconds.
in play. Now, how important is it here, Chris, for John Cullum to try and dish up?
Well, I think John's got to start taking these chances if Ireland are to proceed to win this tournament. Surprised to see that England have changed their format a lot as well. Normally they put Darren Appleton on last in the first session and first in the second session. They've decided to put Jason on using the new format now. Just wondering if they're
30
a
seconds.
little bit nervous.
Yes, just to let our people at home know, after the first session, both teams can change their running order. And that's exactly what they've done. Even though Cullum and Jason Twist are back out again, normally what England does is the player last on is the first out in the second session, and they've gone against the grain. And that's where it's down, I suppose, to the captain, is it? Or is it the manager that does that, Chris?
Well, it's both really. They both have a conversation in the break, deciding who's going to play,
30
first,
seconds.
second, third, up to eighth. They can also put another sub in as well. There's the England manager, Richard Ellis, been the manager for the past few years. This will be his first world title if England take this.
Well, it's a big if right now.
Just landed a little low on the yellow there, wanted to be dead straight so he could screw off the side cushion up for the top yellow. Now he's got to kiss into the black here, leaving a little bit to look. Or could he just run through and flick the red?
30 seconds.
Played that well. Everything's still nicely in the open for John.
Trouble is now Jimmy's got to negotiate the white through a path of reds, off the top cushion and back down for the yellow. I think I'd be trying to screw off the top cushion with left hand side, bring it around the
30
left hand side of the
seconds.
table and pop the yellow in the top right hand corner. Perfectly played there.
Beautiful shot. Controlled that cue ball perfectly. Taps the table to congratulate himself.
Couldn't have really played that shot any better. Prime position now to take a 4-all. And it's anybody's game now.
What a performance this is from John Cullum.
Come on, Jesse.
The black to have squared the first 8 frames of this men's team final. And more importantly for Team Ireland, that was against the reigning Embassy World Champion, Jason Twist.
England to break.
I had a word with a few of the English players before coming out here, and they were ready for a tough battle. They always have trouble with Ireland, they said. During the round-robin stages, a 12-9 win for England, and the cue ball straight into the corner pocket for Mick Hill. He really has been struggling with his game throughout the team event.
Come on, Tyrone. Come on, Brendan. Come on, Brendan.
Just not a lot positive happening for Mick at this moment in time. A little more enthusiasm on those faces.
England team look very worried there. Phil Harrison
30
chewing his
seconds.
fingernails. Keith and Darren just sat back. They know they're under pressure, and if Ireland keep punishing them, they're going to end up losing.
Brendan McDonough choosing yellows.
Yellow ball's in play.
Now, Chris, you're waving. You didn't agree with that selection. You thought he should have gone reds.
He should have definitely gone reds there. Simply because the reds were more in the open. He didn't have any reds that were tied up. There's 2 yellows and 2 reds to the left of the table. And the bottom yellow is tied up. Can't do anything with it. There you see a bad miss from Brendan.
He just looks a very nervous player.
That's right, Jimmy. He looks the most nervous of the Irish
30
team.
seconds.
And he's probably had quite a lot of chances.
In fairness, though, to Brendan McDonough, he finished very high in the overall rankings. In the top 10, in fact, with a 72% winning percentage. 26 out of 36 frame wins in the round robin stages.
That just shows you, though, what the TV and the lighting and the pressure of this world team title can do to you.
30
When somebody
seconds.
can win 72% of the games, then all of a sudden they start struggling.
It's far too straight on this red. There's nothing easy about this. And I don't think Mikhail is going to be able to attack for much longer, even if he does go at this red.
Yeah, this is probably the worst I've ever seen Mick play, to be fair. Known Mick for quite a lot of years, and he's probably the most consistent player about at this game. Always in the quarters, semis-final.
30 seconds.
Actually won 3 UK tours back-to-back last year.
One of the bright young prospects on the English side, along with Gareth Potts, even though Mick has been around, it seems like forever. He left himself too much to do there. Trying to force the issue. Was never in the pocket. And the more that Mick Hill struggles, the more confident that Brendan McDonough is going to get.
Well, I just can't believe what I'm watching from Mick Hill. Like I said, he never makes a mistake in other tournaments. It's just, I think it's the pressure that's got to him. He knows how much it means for the England team to win this title.
But every year England come here as the team to beat. They're on everybody's dartboard. And that just means they accept that role and the pressure that goes along with it.
Then we'll see Brendan try and take the yellow off the red. That'll open the other yellow for the centre pocket.
Thirty seconds.
Poor shot there from Brendan. Didn't take enough time, I don't think, on the shot. It was a lot more difficult than it looked.
He just looks like a player surrounded by confusion as well. There's been a lot of traveling around the table here by both players. Speaking of traveling, I mean, a lot of people don't realize, Tracy, do they, that back in South Africa, going from city to compete, it's not like it is in England, is it? You guys they're day trips.
Indeed, Jim. South Africa being a whole bunch bigger than England is, we do travel all over the country to host our national tournaments. And I come from Cape Town, and I know the junior championship that's about to come up is up in Pretoria, and that's going to be a 15-hour drive for us, straight driving.
So it must be difficult to maintain a high level of competition.
You try and get there the day before so that you can at least get some sleep in. We do try and go up in a
30
bus or
seconds.
at least up in convoy and vans or whatever the case may be.
And do you have a tour as such? I know the embassy tour in England is the tour that hosts many of the major events.
This would probably be the tour that our national sides do come on. We don't have a national tour as such. I know the ladies team get invited to play at the men's national tournament as an invitation side, which is a great experience for them, and they feature quite well on the rankings against the men.
Yeah, I noticed that South Africa has started to produce some results, and I don't think it's going to be long before you're going to be seeing some of
30
your
seconds.
players in these major finals.
I would say so as well. Be good to see.
Back to center stage here. Where Mick Hill
Come on, Brendan.
still seems to
Come on, Brendan McDonough.
have trouble finding the handle on this match.
Come on, Brendan.
And I think his shake of the head tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, I think Mikkel were in the bar too long last night. He's really struggling today.
Darren Appleton, obviously not real thrilled with the way things are transpiring here on the main table. And no one would be more concerned, I'm sure, than the man in the loneliest chair. And that wasn't Brendan McDonough's best shot. This is a little bit more familiar in terms of what we saw against Scotland, isn't it?
Yeah, there were a lot of mistakes in the Scotland-Ireland game. That's why I predicted an 84-83 win for England, because they just could not put a ball.
30
They were
seconds.
taking 3 and 4 chances a frame. But now it looks a whole different side. They'll look as though they've raised the game against a better team.
And that has been very apparent.
What a great shot he's played there. Could he have played that any better?
Leaves the table on a positive note. The weight on that yellow was everything there. Jason knows that he's played his 2 matches.
30 seconds.
All he can do is wait, watch, and pray. Once again, Phil Harrison can offer a bit of a smile, but you and I know Phil quite well. He smiles more than he doesn't anyway. Hey, Chris?
That's right, Jim. Phil's a great lad. One of my best mates. I've played him
30
quite often
seconds.
on the UK tour. And to beat him, you have to play unbelievable. I mean, the All England team, they're such a class team. If you look at the rankings, I mean, the rankings speak for themselves. You've got 6 out of the top 8 players in the world playing in the team.
I don't know if that's helped McHill's cause or not. Whether or not there's a pocket there. I think he was trying to just get that yellow out of the jaws. He may well have stuck it in a little further.
I think the England team are as surprised as I am what they're watching. They just can't believe what they're watching. The best player in the world is probably playing the worst.
Come on, Brendan. Come on, Brendan McDonough. Come on.
Is he going to play the plant here? Got to be careful. Doesn't want that yellow to feather over and hide itself behind one of those reds. And the beauty of this situation for Brendan is he knows that even if a miss did creep in, Mick Hill would have to develop those two reds in the bottom right.
Well, Brendan's just got to concentrate on putting the yellow here. He'll be automatically on the black. This is a big shot.
Can they feel a victory? Eight deposited. Brendan McDonough brings Ireland one step closer to the finish line. 6-6. The first 12 frames have been shared, and England under immense pressure.
Come on, Robert Brady.
We haven't seen the best of Robert Brady yet. Has he saved it for when it's going to be needed most? 6-6. Ireland to break. We'd like to have that stroke over.
Open table.
Now, how many times have we seen the white potted off the break in this tournament? Tried to control the white there, not putting as much power as he could have done into the shot, but went straight into the corner pocket.
And the reds look very inviting.
So we'll see Gareth try to leave an angle here on the reds to develop the black.
Red ball's in play.
Landed a little bit straight there, but I think he can still punch the white through and bring the black off the side cushion.
Just passes the yellow, and as you said, Chris, not a lot of angle, but he's going to try and force this and develop the black.
Just got to be careful it doesn't put the white in the centre bag if he flicks off the black.
Well,
That's why he should have developed the black.
The way he was cueing, it looked like he was going to put a little bit of muscle behind that one.
Well, for me, when you have a perfect angle to bring a ball off a cushion, I think you have to take the bull by the horns, put all your eggs in one basket and go for the shots. Now, if he clears these three reds, he's got a tough black down the cushion, which if he'd have knocked it off, he wouldn't have needed the tough black down the cushion.
30 seconds.
Good shot there, though, from Gareth Potts. He's got a nice angle on this red, as we again see him forcing that cue ball off that bottom cushion and back out into the center of the table. But he's got the angle to drop onto the last one. Boy, the way this young man's playing, Chris, he's going to be on the English side for a long, long time. 19 years of age. And what a future he has.
Yeah, he's a great player, he's Gareth. Future world champion, in my opinion. And it won't be too long before he does win it.
This 8 for a 7-6 advantage. And it's there. Gareth Potts, the youngest on the English side, has done his very best to keep the English hopes alive for yet another title. 7-6 in the race to 8. And the captain, Lee Kendall, steps into the forum, requiring one more frame win to hoist the trophy they have held on many occasions in the past. And up against him is the Irish reserve, Paul Noonan. We didn't see him in round 1. Talk about jumping from the frying pan into the fire.
To be fair though, Jim, Lee Kendall didn't have a shot in his opening frame.
England were beaten by Wales last year in one of the few occasions where they have tasted defeat. Eager to try and regain the Embassy Team Championship. There is so much pride involved here. We've already said there are very few empty seats in this arena, such as the following for team play. And Lee Kendall all set, frame 14.
Would you look at the reds there?
Open table.
The captain needs to put a captain's performance in if England are to win this team title. And if it goes to 7 each, guess who's on last for England? The man who won it last time in the deciding frame, Keith Brewer.
Yes, a couple years ago, I remember it well, but it's down to Paul Noonan.
Red ball's in play.
Come on, Paul.
Got so many options here. You just know that Paul Noonan
30 seconds.
wants to secure this one. This is the most pressure he will have felt in his career.
Yellow ball's in play.
Snatched that one a bit, Jim. You saw him jump up off the cue very quickly. Just a little bit of pressure there. He's never played in a situation like this before.
Yes, the red staying on the table. And the fox gains control of that pocket.
That's a great shot there by Lee. But now you'll see Paul Noonan not please yellowing, give him a deliberate foul, give Lee 2 shots. But what can Lee do from there? Fluke the red, fluke the red.
No emotion whatsoever. And in the end, offered an apology to Lee. But he'd rather be on the giving than the receiving end of that fortuitous break. But you can see, again, a very nervy effort from Paul Noonan. In fairness, he didn't play in round 1, so he hasn't had a chance to get his feet wet in this.
Now you'll probably see Lee either drop the yellow onto the red, giving him 2 visits with the white on the bottom cushion, or Lee will probably try and double the black over to the yellow over the opposite side of the table.
Another master of the tactical game is Lee Kendall.
I think you'll probably see Lee pop the red, giving Paul 2 visits and leaving him just the red on the top cushion to see.
30 seconds.
I think that's a shot I'd be playing from this situation.
Bear in mind, Chris, that what he must be careful of is not leaving his opponent with the foul snooker, giving him the option to play the white ball from bulk, leaving him open on his reds.
Foul. 2 visits.
And to me, that's a poor shot there from Lee. I think the black passes the yellow. So if Paul can use his 2 visits.
Well, it's difficult to tell, possibly off the right-hand jaw, but he certainly hasn't completely blocked off the pocket.
But what about the 2 reds on the side cushion, Jim? Will one of the reds pass the yellow to open the black pocket up?
Well, he may be forced to try and again contain Lee Kendall. If this red passed down the right-hand cushion, Chris, I think you'd see him take it on to open that pocket. But obviously it doesn't go. You can see that other red obstructing the clear path down to that pocket. I think he's going to just try and feather this. Well, I wasn't too sure. Obviously trying to attack from that position. So the two visits quickly turned back over to Lee Kendall. And I think Lee senses he's got an opponent on the ropes.
That's right, Jim. I can't see Lee missing from here. Likes to take his time, take all shots into consideration, work his plan to leave his last ball for the black, and I think he will leave in the yellow over the pocket as the last ball for the black.
Everything in the open here for Lee Kendall. And how fitting it would be for England if the captain were to strike the last ball in the 2003 Embassy World Team Championships, the last
30
year
seconds.
for Embassy sponsorship in this event.
Perfect position here for Lee. Can't really see him making a mistake from here. Just about holding himself together now, taking in all the pressure and cueing the balls.
And Lee, no stranger to center stage either. So he won't be overwhelmed by this.
Not at all. You can also tell by his body language in general that he's on the attack. If you've been watching him previously in the frame on his defense, he's got very close body language. You can see it when you're standing next to him on the table as well.
The beginning of the end, I fear, for Ireland. Keith Brewer in the background looking right down Lee's cue. And he knows now, as does everyone else, that the Embassy 2003 Team Championship goes again to England. The dominant England side victorious over a very game challenge from Ireland. 8-6 the final scoreline, and what could have been a fantastic finish for Team England.
A sign of emotion from the England team as the England captain seals victory. No emotion whatsoever from the Irish side. Joe, that was a wonderful match.
Yes, it was. In the end, England proved too strong as we predicted. They just had too many big names coming into those last few frames of that session.
But what was going through your mind? Because Ireland just kept on coming back at them.
Yeah, they really made a fight of the match. It was excellent to see. But it was always really hard to try and see how Ireland were really going to get up.
Ireland got back to 4-4, and then Tony Holgate had a little bit of bad luck on his break. He went in off. England took the lead again. Ireland came back at them. But you always said to me all the way, weren't you? The run-in, England's last 2 or 3 players were going to be too strong.
Yes. And when you have someone like Tony Holgate not win a frame, and their captain Brady do the same, it's very difficult to get up against a team like England.
Okay. Well, Alan Hughes is in the arena at the moment, just trying to get the players sorted to have a quick chat with them. I think he's in the arena now, so let's hear what he has to say.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what another wonderful final we've had. Will you put your appreciation, please? Let's hear it for both teams. Yes, thank you very much indeed. And first of all, a very quick word with Robert here. I know a very emotional moment for you, Robert. Emotional moment for everybody here in the Irish team. The last time you played here, I think you played in a final, and it was by the old frame. This time, just as close. It was a wonderful match, but you're back. You're back again. You've been quiet for a couple of years. You're back again, and I know that's where you're going to stay. How are you feeling at this moment with the rest of the side? Is it an upper or a downer?
Well, I think that goes without saying. It's a downer. I want to thank the lads to put in a super performance the whole way through the championship. England are a great side. They deserve to win today. They played very well. I thought today might be our day. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. But I'd just like to thank all our supporters that came over. And it was close, but we were still a step short. But well done to England.
Robert, it's an upper. It's an upper. You've done so well. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a hand. The team from Ireland, tremendous, tremendous. Lee, this has been another tremendous performance from the England team. 11 times you've been in the final, 8 times you've won it. What do you got to say?
Well, everyone's special. Another great match with Ireland again. The odd frame again in it, and the lads were brilliant. This side's a brilliant side. It's the best Irish team I've ever seen, and I think we should all give them a round of applause for how well they played in this final. And what can I say about my team? Again, the question was asked, we're the favourites coming into the tournament. It's been a long week, and again, they've done the goods. Brilliant performance, lads. Fantastic.
So they have. Ladies and gentlemen, Team England. And now I'm going to ask you to welcome the presentation party. It's Peter Manzi, Marketing Manager for Imperial Tobacco Limited, accompanied by our Tournament Director, George Harwood. Thank you, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very brief, it's very simple. The championship trophy this year, the world champions are Team England. And a magnum of champagne as well to celebrate for the team.